What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you guys checking out my channel. Today I'm going to just talk about a video that was recently done by a young lady I follow named Deborrah Cooper. I don't know if you have heard of her. She did a video recently and I thought it was pretty cool, so I figured I'd do a response on it. It's called The Number One Thing Men Need to Understand About Women. I have mixed feelings about the video, but I generally agree with her on what it is that she's talking about, even though there's a few things in when I was reading the comment that seem to be more along the lines of obviously some feminism going on, which this is a woman doing a video, so that's understandable. So she basically makes this video in reference to a guy who commented on her video. This guy goes into detail about how he works he's a clerk at a store and he has anxiety. He took the job because he has anxiety and he's trying to overcome it, which is something that a lot of people do to try and get out of their comfort zone so they can overcome their fears. So he's on medication for anxiety, and he obviously doesn't have much social skills or really interaction with women to know how to communicate effectively with women. So his anxiety gets the best of him. He almost has like what's called paranoia, where he believes that, from what she describes in the comment, that he feels that women are going out of their way to not talk to him. They're going out of their way to not interact with him at all. And that's leaving him frustrated and rejected in a sense. And because of this rejection, he says that he gets angry when he feels rejected, which is a whole nother issue. It's something that all this goes together, but it's a whole nother issue as far as when you get to the point where you get rejected. Nobody likes to be rejected, but to the point where you're actually angry is something you got to get a hold of. There's a lot of men who many of you may have experienced, or you got friends, or you ladies may have interacted with a guy once she rejects him or she says she's not interested. He goes ballistic, calls her out her name, disrespects her, and it's not even a need for that. It's really immature. It's childish, and it's feminine behavior at the end of the day for a man to be conducting himself like that. So in the case of this guy, it sounds like he is what Alan Roger Curry, if you heard about Alan Roger Curry, the author of Mode 1, this guy is kind of like in the Mode 4 point, where he just is starting to resent women, maybe hate women, maybe be abusive and things like that, because he's not getting his way and he's not interacting properly or knows how to conduct himself in that way, which is not, it's not exclusive to him, and it is a very common problem. And this was something that when I commented on Deborah's video, I made a comment based off what she said. I felt like this guy obviously needs to improve his social skills. A lot of people, believe it or not, don't have social skills to that point effectively. A lot of your celebrities that you think are so great don't really have social skills. A person like me, I'm still working on my social skills. A lot of people are. You know, some people, some things are brought to your attention when people tell you certain things about yourself and certain things you need to work on, and certain things that a lot of times when people do have anxiety is because of social skills. Or they have something placed into their mind where they feel like something is wrong with them, or they're doing something wrong, and they tend to act a certain way. When it's just something just like anything else, you want to get better at it. You just have to practice it and be vulnerable and put yourself in a position where you are interacting. But like I said, I commented on her video, and she made a comment. She responded back. And she said something along the lines of, she believes that men are borderline on the autistic spectrum in that aspect of Asperger's and whatnot. in that when it comes to them dealing with women and other men, she feels like they're to that point. I wouldn't go that far because that's kind of putting a diagnosis on something based upon your interaction with men. That's what you believe. But if we were to say the same thing about women, it wouldn't be fair. So, but many of us, men and women, we have to work on our social skills. As far as a man being autistic, I mean, you can't go and say things like that. I disagree with her on that. But the biggest thing that she wanted to convey, which I say to you gentlemen who are watching, the number one thing that she says as far as communicating with a woman is to make a woman feel secure. And I spoke about this in videos in the past. She is absolutely right. You have to be able to make a woman feel secure. When men and women, we look at the opposite sex in different ways. Men, we can look at a woman and automatically don't care about her background or anything. As long as we're sexually attracted to her, that's what we want to do by first look, for the most part. That's how men are. When women see a man, she wants to know, is this man good for her? Can this man, protect her? Will she feel secure with this man? And it's the first interaction a lot of times when women are dealing with strangers, because of the climate and the way things are, the Me Too and the harassment that women have to endure day in and day out. That's the first thing, regardless if a man is attractive or not. That may put more points on her own personal scale. But when she's meeting a stranger and a stranger is coming at her on the street and trying to get her attention, depending on how he's going about doing it, he needs to put her at ease first. You can't just a lot of times just walk up to a woman and just, I'm trying to play this right. Y'all forgive me, man. To effectively communicate with a woman, all that shouting, yelling, catcalling, that hyper masculinity and aggression, instead of being cool, laid back, calm, suave, debonair, whatever you want to call it. That's the thing where a lot of guys, when women say they get finessed, so to speak, because a guy will say these things and he's not really who he says he is or who he portrays to be in the beginning, which is another thing I wanted to speak about, which is what she was talking about. She says that women have this ability, this discernment, to be able to tell when a guy is creepy, or she just gets that feeling, that sixth sense that he isn't right for her, even without him speaking. A lot of times he could be the nicest guy in the world, but if he puts out that energy, she's basically saying that women can feel that energy, which is true. We all have this, but women can definitely tell something about a guy, and it creeps her out. And that's why she'll say that to her friends, so on and so forth. But that's just that. And the guy may not even be creepy. He just gives off that energy to her because she's not feeling safe. It's her spider sense is going off, basically saying that she don't need to deal with this guy. And this guy may be perfectly cool, harmless guy, but she's just getting that vibe from him. The vibe, energy, so many terms that we can call it. But a lot of times, this is a good thing. Let's not say that in terms of women. This is a good thing, but it's not always accurate, because eventually this person is going to show who they are. But we're not talking about that. We're just talking about the initial you trying to talk to a woman. Eventually somebody's going to show you who they are later on down the line. That's why you can go on social media up and down and look, or even just hear women talking. Women go through breakups. Women say negative things about men. There are single mothers. There are women who are divorced. And it would be disingenuous to say that it's always the man's fault. If you want to look at it like that, that's not practical. But on the other end, you're going to say you have this sense. It's just that initial sense. And that's the thing. Because this guy can, like I said, he could put on and make you feel that way and be a total slime ball, be a total sleazeball at the end of the day. But that's the thing. It's about making that woman feel secure and comfortable. Taking the pressure off. Being easy. And a lot of guys get so caught up stammering on themselves, may try to compliment a woman but end up insulting her. And it's just something you have to work on. So I'm just looking at a few points that she was talking about. Men, she was saying that a lot of guys feel like they walk around, and I was reading the comments on her video. They walk around that everything is about them. They make it about them. If, like some guys, she gave an example, some guys will tell a woman to smile. Why are you looking like that? So on and so forth, as if he has the right to tell her what to do with her face. Which makes sense, but you know, that's what guys do sometimes to start conversation. But a woman may not be feeling that at the time. We don't need to make it about us. A lot of guys, we as men, we're in our ego. So we're going to make it about us. When we get rejected, we're going to make it about us because we're living in our ego at the time. Instead of just going on about your business. Not every woman is going to be interested in you at the end of the day. And a lot of women in her comments were saying this. And it's like acknowledgement, saying that men are seeking validation from women or acknowledgement, like we're walking around this earth like a woman should be talking to us, so on and so forth. I completely agree. But a woman isn't supposed to be edified. A stranger isn't supposed to be edified either. Or making her feel like she's something that she's not at the end of the day. She's a human being just like you. She's not somebody that's unapproachable that you can't talk to, which is some of the things that she was saying in the video. There is body language. Women give off body language, choosing signals, things like that. Some body language, yeah, she might put her head down or turn her head, so on and so forth, and she may not want to talk to you. Then again, she may give you that eye contact. She may smile, may try to start small talk with you. These are choosing signals that some men still can't recognize or unable to see or unable to tell when a woman is trying to flirt with you or when a woman is interested in you. So these are those social cues that they talk about. So I feel like, all in all, at the end of the day, women will look at men as threats or alleged threats, and they're going to try to protect themselves because of everything that is going on. The way for a positive interaction with a woman, take the pressure off. Take the pressure off. Communicate, treat her like a human being. There's nothing, it's not like this isn't the Queen of England or the president or anything like that. This is a regular human being. Take the edge off. Make her feel comfortable. You'd be surprised how far a simple conversation will go. Maybe there may not be anything there. But that's when you can tell, and you study body language to know, and don't press a woman. If a woman doesn't want to talk to you, you can't make her talk to you. If she doesn't want to talk to you, go on about your business. But make it a positive interaction. It's just that simple. So I think I covered everything on here that I wanted to cover. It was a good video. That's what I like, you guys. What I want you guys to take from this video is just be easy. Make the woman feel secure. Make it a safe conversation. Don't call her out her name. Don't insult her. Just like you having a regular, like Alan Roger Curry says in his book, like you're talking to a waitress or a clerk at the checkout. I'm sorry to use that example, but just a regular person. And you'll have 9 times out of 10, you have a positive interaction. Every woman's not going to bite your head off or curse you out. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it took so long. I'll leave the link in the description to Miss Cooper's video. And I'll catch you guys on the next video of mine. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.